Okay, welcome back to YouTube Recording Land. So it's been a week since the last video, and I must say I'm feeling quite a bit better, and I may have inserted a little video of me walking around with the doggies this morning, reflect on that. I had the flu for a couple of weeks and I've not managed to shift it. So here we are back with the trusty baritone Jackson, and what I did is I had a bit of a play throughout the week on the Fender Toemaster Pro. I think the firmware is 1.7.53, and on the new update what we had was some new half stacks, amps, cabs, and effects. And I've in particular been playing with the Diezel, or the petrol as they've called it, the Diezel VH4 head. And I've made a preset on that, which I'll make available in the link. And also I've had a play with one of the pedals, in particular the Synth Pedal, which this one is the Wavemorph, and I've had a lot of fun with that. I've created this really gnarly preset, and this is how it sounds. And it's pretty intense, sounds pretty cool. So that's a bit of a taster of what I've been doing. I don't want to reveal too much because I'm quite keen I'm going to keep this one. But what I'll do now is just let you listen to the stereo recorded isolated tracks that I made for this. So this one is now quad tracked, and I believe it's these two here. So these two tracks have got that really rich soaked synths. That you can hear that I've just been playing through there. So hopefully I've selected the right two. Okay, so you can hear the really thick and rich, and I mean quite a low tuning anyway. So if I go back to the Toemaster Pro and take this pedal off, this is the raw sound of the preset that I came up with using the Toemaster Pro. So what I've got there, let me maximise this window as we're talking guitar. That'll be better, wouldn't it? Right, so this is a pedal. I bypassed it now, but last video and last short I did, I showed the pedal, the amp head and cab that I played with. My preference for cabs seems to be that I go towards an SM7B mic just off the cap edge there. So what you're hearing is this. Something I noticed on the last video too, and I'm trying to get better at every one of these I do. This little bad boy's got lock-in tuners, and my PRS SE Mark Holcomb doesn't, and it's the old G string, as always, that's always going in and out of tune, and I'm going to swap them out, and I'll probably do a bit of an update on that. It's a really good guitar, really high output pickups. It's the Pegasus and Sentient set, I think, or it might be the Alpha Omega, but either way, really good pickups, really high output, and harmonics just come off like easy. But the lock-in tuners are a big thing. I've had a couple of PRS SE models, and that's one of the only negative things I can say about them. So there we go. This is the head. I've got this dialed in there, pretty high gain and a lot of treble as you expect. Mids in the middle, and we adjusted that for the 9-string last time I played. And I've made some more content with the 9-string as well, so we're coming to that. The tube screamer type thing sat where we had it last time, so turn up the middle, level max, drive. Let's leave that where it is because it's sounding as I've done it, but you know, backed off. Normally it's at nil, and I've blended it max. Okay, noise gate, again, just enough to get the just to stop any humming and buzz. So we take that off. You can hear there's a bit of fuzz and hiss there. And then we put that on, it's good, so it's golden. So nice simple preset. So what I did, I picked up the, as soon as you load in this particular pedal, this Wavemorph pedal, I put it in and I didn't really do anything. I liked the sound of it already off the as soon as I started using it. And what I did is I changed this particular setting here. So there's a couple of different settings here, sawtooth, square, whatever, and I left it on random, and it added a really nice rich warm blend of all the whatever's going on in the background, all the clever stuff. And I think on the second page I actually changed the mix. So let me remember what that's at. So we're at 90, so I'll put it all the way to 100. Turn the pedal on, eh? So we're at 90%. I don't know if anyone's into Black Label Society, but Zach Wiles, I think it's Dr. Rock. I remember a particular passage there, like that at the start, really gnarly. But I love this. I've always loved the kind of, I call them exotic effects like this. So you got your chorus, your flanges and things there, the normal wet dry kind of things. You got your time-based stuff, like your delay and your reverbs. But I've always had a thing for synths and just extreme tones. So I've maxed it to 100%. All right. So single note, this sounds like this. And then we'll back it all the way off. Obviously, you're back to. And as we start to pull her in, we start getting a feel for it there. So. There we go for some more. So I suppose it depends what type of playing you want to do with it. Whether you want, to me, I don't play complicated stuff. I just love the rhythms, the tribal energy, and the Meshuggah-esque, the Humanity's Last Breath-esque stuff. I just want it to feel like mental. I like that. So you're not going to see me doing any complicated stuff. You might occasionally see me tiny bit of tapping here and there, but you know, I'm going to be doing single note stuff. So what the compromise I had to do is when I recorded it, if you record it with a really high level on, you start to miss what's going on in the background. So you need to find a compromise that you're happy with. So for me on this particular one, where do we end? We went to 90%. So you can do it on the dial there, which is fine. I prefer it that way, and you know, I've got the Toemaster Pro in front of me here, but I don't really touch it. I should. It's just too pretty to have on the floor and stomp on it, so it's on my desk and I control it here. So let's get that back up to 90, and that's what I was doing. So it not full, but and the reason I did that, when I go back to the mix now, so pedal is back on. No, it's not. It's bypassed. Pedal back on. All right. When I go back to the mix, what I've done in this particular one, go back to that. What I've done is I have quad track this one. So I've got these two guitars, and that's where we started. We're back at the two guitars, left and right, full. Okay, I don't know about you. That sounds, it just sounds gnarly, and it's scratching an itch that I wanted to scratch. So what I've done, and I don't do this a lot, I do a lot of things as and when it suits. So this is that particular riff, just the guitar. So if I play back the riff that you saw me play at the start there, and I mute those top two tracks that have got all the source on them, this is how it sounds as is. Okay, so it sounds good. The levels are slightly lower because I've blended the fact that it's quad tracks. But let's go to this section here in particular, and let's add those two back in. Or in fact, let's just start with them on their own. Let's mute the original two, just the clean. Let's mute the normal rhythm guitars and just play all this nasty saturated stuff. Now I'm going to add the other two back in. Take them back out. So what I think is that those two gnarly tracks on their own that we're using this pedal for, I've blended it to get the right amount of high end and other bits going on it, that it just sounds lush and soaked. And to taste, I've dialed back them two tracks. So I have quad track then, same piece. I played 4 performances and added them on top of the normal rhythm. So when we get all 4 playing together, so this is the normal 2, the saturated 2 with this pedal. I add the other 2 back in. We go to a section that's a bit more percussive. And take the other ones out. Personally, I think it sounds really flat now. Now I've come up with the idea and I've composed it in my head, I can't undo it. I can't go back to just having the regular guitar, which is to say just your... let's have a listen. So let's turn that pedal off. now, which is that one there. It does look great though, I must admit. I think the presentation's really good. It could have gone all 4K HD kind of scenario, but it looks good enough to me, and I think I know what I'm looking at. It pleases. So let's turn that back off. So this is that riff on its own now. And the second part, if I can remember, it was. So you start to get a feel for it again, but when we put this back in, I personally think that sounds lovely, and which is why I've stuck with it. So this particular update of the Toemaster Pro, I've really enjoyed. And what I've learned as well, before we go back to any of the mixing piece, let me show you again. What I've learned is this particular pedal. So I think this was a thing anyway, but I just play the cab, the head, the tube screamer, and metal gate. I don't really go too much more. I normally put delays and other effects in the box afterwards, because when you start tweaking them, you can't undo it if you've done it on the Toemaster Pro. So you could DI it and do all that. It's a skill I'm yet to learn properly. I've got all the kit for sure, but what I've learned then, let me show you this. So just say we've got our particular pedal here. So let me remove this pedal. Let's take this away. Okay, and let me add it back in. So what we're going to do is add in the pedal, which is an effects. It says effects, and it's under synth. So pick the Wavemorph again. Okay, so because I've been playing with it, I've developed my own presets, and what I learnt was it can very easily save up to 500 presets now, I think it is. So on every particular track or instance of you messing about with your guitar tone, it's always, you either have to come back to that specific patch or scene or whatever, but you might want to make a completely different, like a rock or a blues type thing, but you want the same settings for this particular pedal. So what I do is I've got this particular one here, this Thall preset. So let's put it back where it belongs. I personally want it signal chain wise in there. That's where I dumped it, and I know there's conventions. Do you put it before or after the tube screamer or whatever? I wanted the nice clean signal going through it to get the most richness out of it, rather than it being distorted or clipped first. I want that element of it to come through the blending, which you have on page 2, which is the mix. So I've got it straight through going here, and what you do, so if I was to tweak something now, okay, so if I tweak and mess around with this, let's do that. Let's see how that sounds, just out of interest. Let's see how it sounds. Turn it back on. Okay, it's going to sound horrendous, but for demonstration purposes. Let's have another play. Enough of that. Right, so forget the tone, it sounds horrendous, I'm with you. But if I wanted to save this now as it is, you can save the block preset, what I've just messed around with now. So I can call this new preset, which this is, I'm just learning how to use this equipment more and more, because I just generally don't do too much. I don't do too much experiment. I just know what I like the sound of. I get straight into it. And this is the whole video series we're doing now. I just record and get going, get the drums and go. So new preset, all right? So if I look through block settings, I can... we have saved that. Let's check. Yep. Okay. Right. So if I was to now go through this, I think in presets I should be able to. Where we go to? Let's remove it quickly and then add it back in, and you should be able to see the options for this particular pedal. So back to effects, back to synth. This is a new one, so I'm learning where it lives. So there we go. So the one I was playing with before, and I demoed the track on, and now we've got this new one, new preset. So I can put that one in instead, so it adopts the settings of this particular. The horrendous noise that we made. Okay, so I think that's really good to be able to do that. I think it's quite useful. rather than having to guess and remember and take photos of like you do in the real world. But yeah, so this particular video, I wanted just to show you that I've had some fun with this new pedal, so we'll keep this one not too much longer. I've got some other ideas I want to explore, but let's go into this track a bit more then. So I suppose, what else am I doing that's of interest? So what I've got is the drums as always, and I've just got them smashed with a compressor, so drums on their own. I'm going to turn that stuff off again. For me to compose, I need everything sounding pretty cheeky. So that's raw drums, yeah? Let's put the source back on and put everything back in. Let me quickly show you the faster sections. I don't want to spoil this too much in case this turns into a track where I do put vocals in. I'm trying to hide something and keep it back from you. So this is a bit of a quicker session. Take them out. So that's normal guitars. Let's roll around. Put them back in. No, I think it sounds massive. So, quick update, the ToneMaster Pro I've got here. I'm going to try and learn that a bit more, and if I can pass on knowledge to anyone that's liking the stuff I'm doing. Thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting and subscribing. I value everyone that's coming back for more. It's encouraging me to do better, make the video quality better, make the audio better, and compose some better stuff, and get better at this instrument, because I don't play much technical stuff. I used to play a bit more, but I'm enjoying the recording. I'm looking to get an EP out soon enough with some more tracks. I've got a big backlog of tracks to finish. So no, thanks again everyone, and as we're getting towards Christmas, look forward to spending time with your family, and who knows, there might be a plug-in, there might be a bit of kit, bit of hardware that we might all be wanting, and Santa might bring that. So maybe for you that's a Helix Stadium, maybe that's the FM4, the Axe FX unit, the Stadio XL, maybe it's the neural modeling thing, maybe it's a Quad Cortex. Personally, I'm hanging out for a Quad Cortex 2 if that's ever a thing, because I do have, let me show you, I've got a few of the pedals. So if I was to, so my go-to particular pedal plugin might be no surprise to people that have seen any of my previous content over the years, is the Nameless. I'm a massive Meshuggah fan, massive Vildhjarta fan, and Humanity's Last Breath. So this plugin was the GOAT for me, and I had some 14 pedals, but I may use some of them in my videos in the future as well. But my bit of kit I'm trying to learn is the ToneMaster Pro. So I'll leave it at that, and if you want to see anything in particular, let me know and I'll try and do it. I've got some ideas of what we want to do next, but believe me, I'm working on a lot of material in the back, and I'm looking forward to showing you, and please come back for more. All right, thanks everyone.